today's episode of Python Papi. We're back inside our smart contracts project. Let's have a look at what we're going to be going over today. Now, today we're back inside of our Web3Py favorites module. We're going to pick up where we left off yesterday, and we're still doing a deploy contract to the env section of the module. So let's start with some light reading. In this section, we'll go over the concept of loaded environment variables. Loaded environment variables is a way to store sensitive information, such as private keys, in a secure way without hard coding them in our code. Environment variables are variables that are set in the operating system, and they can be accessed by our code using the OS module in Python. Note, although we have the .env file listed here as a method to secure our private key, that is an option we don't want to choose, and we'll go over the proper way to secure our sensitive information. With that being said, we can go over the process of sending a signed transaction. After that, we will go over the process of properly securing our private key. To send our transaction, we would simply use this line of code in our contract. You see, have the w3.eth.send raw transaction. That's going to get a parameter of signed transaction.raw transaction. Now, this line of code will go under our signed transaction line of code. Now, this will send our signed transaction to the HTTP address that we have in our W3 provider line of code. We will store this send transaction method inside of the text hash, supposed to be transaction hash variable that will end up looking like this when we are done. So you see, have the transaction hash, TX for short, equals w3.eth.send raw transaction, signed transaction.raw transaction. Now this will help us get a response for our contract from our transaction. Let's actually have a look at the contract right now, so I can show you what it looks like when everything's all set up inside the contract. Now again, remember, we already deployed this contract, so we know everything works and everything's where it should be. We're just going over the motions of how we put it together. So you can see here we have our transaction hash equals w3.eth.send raw transaction is our parameter, signed transaction.raw transaction. And then we're going to print out an F string saying my transaction hash is, and we're going to pass in a statement of the transaction hash. So whatever this produces here is going to get stored in this variable, and we're going to print that out here in this print statement using the F statement. And then we're going to do a transaction receipt, which is going to be equals w3.eth.wait for transaction receipt. That's actually going to be a receipt of this transaction we just committed or completed using this transaction hash. So it's going to give us a receipt if everything deploys properly and does what it's supposed to do. We'll get a receipt of that information. And again, we're going to do a print statement with an F statement, and it's going to say done, contract deployed to, and it's going to give us a receipt of where that contract was sent to, what address it was sent to. And basically, that's what it is right there. What I think I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to actually deploy the contract for you so I can show you everything, what it looks like, and how it looks like inside of the terminal when we actually deploy successfully. So look out for that. But of course, I will keep you posted every step of the way. For now, it's the Python Papi. You guys stay Gucci.